Hello, is this Australia? I have a problem with too much water and so many people in my country. So I am wondering if you room for me, my family, my friends and my relatives. Actually, it would be nice if you give room for 20 million Bangladeshis. Hello? Hello?
Bangladesh has 150 million inhabitants, but not enough land, and the available space is flooded at regular intervals. The global climate change means that the floods are more frequent and increasingly serious. So the proposals to solve the problem are becoming quite desperate. For instance, a serious proposal to move 20 million Bangladeshis to uninhabited areas in Australia. Unfortunately, there is no swift way out. A sustainable solution takes time and needs cooperation, so the most vulnerable people in Bangladesh will be able to tackle the consequences of climate change. Of course, a strong sense of community has always existed in the small villages, but it is difficult to find the energy to help more than your own family when the water reaches your neck. However, the old cliché to pull together is also valid here. Nobody should be left behind when disaster hits, and the way to achieve this aim is to organise and educate the rural poor. Dan Church Aid is therefore supporting the local NGO, RDRS. They build upon the village's sense of community and create a common framework and a clear division of labour for disaster preparedness. This is why much of RDRS's work is about imparting knowledge. Entertainment shows like this one are quite common. Here, RDRS supports the organisation of local volunteer groups who present the messages so that everybody can understand.
এটার যুক্তিটা হচ্ছে যে আমরা এটা দেখাচ্ছি সাধারণ জনগণকে আমরা দেখাচ্ছি যে এরকম সতর্ক হতে হয় যে বন্যা আসলে আমাদের কি কি করা লাগবে যে সবাইকে হুঁশিয়ারি সংকেত দিতে হবে.
And this knowledge is also communicated in many schools as a natural part of the teaching. RDRS supports these activities by giving the teachers disaster management courses and distributing teaching materials.
এরকম আমাদেরও ছাগল গরু ভেড়া মহিষ অনেক ভেসে যায় যায় না আমাদের এলাকায় পানি ঘরে ভেসে যায়.
Disaster preparedness does not require advanced technology. A simple but very labour-intensive measure is to raise the level of buildings and roads so life can continue as usual during the long periods of flooding. RDRS supports plinth-raising projects like these. For instance, on this sandbar in the Brahmaputra River, where the threat from floods is much greater than on the mainland. But it is not enough to elevate the village physically. Therefore, RDRS is training the villages to educate each other. They also help them to organise committees in which the villages divide different responsibilities between themselves. In dangerous situations, it is crucial that everyone knows exactly what to do. Malika is responsible for warning the village in due time. For that purpose, she has been given a radio so she can follow the disaster warnings when the monsoon season gets nearer.
এই কাজটা হয়তো যখন বন্যা আইলো হয়তো রেডিওতে যদি আমরা সংবাদ পাই তারপর নদীর কিনারে যাই যা পরিস্থিতি দেখি বলে বন্যা তো এরকম হতে পারে তখন আমি আসি সবাই বলি হয়তো যদি আমি যদি ঘরে থাকি কেউ যদি না আমি যে টের পাইনি.
And the organisation influences the traditional gender patterns in the village.
ও চালাক মনে করে এখন মনে করছে আমি তো ঘরের কোণাত বসে থাকি আর আমার স্ত্রী তো সবাই দেখায় সেখানে যায় সে মিটিং করে আমাকে তো আর কেউ দেখায় না আমার তো পরিবারকে দেখায় এটা নিয়ে একটু তাই খুশি.
Dan Church Aid supports the strengthening of the ties that unite the local community, so that knowledge and organisation spread like ripples on water, even to the most vulnerable and isolated villages. Because alone, you cannot overcome the threat of climate change. You need unity.